Good morning, everybody. Cheryl Echevarria of Echevarria Travel. And if you're watching me, we're on with Talk Travel with Cheryl that comes to you every Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning. I bring you the best in travel, best in education, as much as possible while traveling with my tour partners and small business owners in the Central Florida area. Today, we just want to give you a friendly reminder to please, if you have booked with me, even if you haven't booked and you booked with a tour operator, make sure you're reading your emails and not hitting that delete button. There's so much information coming out there, especially from the cruise industry, about getting on the ships, what is needed, your health forms, all that. It's so important that you read those documents that are coming through because I can no longer go online and you give me permission, me sign off on it. It is very hard to do. You must be able to do it yourselves. So that is very important. Uh, in reference to the cruises, again, please make sure that you do understand. I said this Monday, but I'm going to say it again because sometimes people are busy and they don't remember. So I am just the messenger and it's out there. So remember, if you have not been vaccinated, and I'm not telling you what to do about getting vaccinated or not vaccinated, with the cruise lines, if you have not been vaccinated or do not want to show proof of vaccination, then there's only allowed 5% of unvaccinated travels that are allowed to cruise now. 95% of guests must be vaccinated and show proof. If you're in that 5%, your trip might be canceled because you're not willing to show proof or not. Make sure that you're following all your emails, all your documents from me and from the cruise line industry. Very important. Don't come yelling at me later. You didn't tell me. I'm telling you. So anyway, we have a great show today. As you know, we're in the midst of planning a great trip to Tuscany, Italy in September 17th to the 25th of 2022. We are now taking deposits. I'm working with Ciao Italy, and I have two great gentlemen on today. Mr. Bruce Waters, who's my communication between Ciao Italy and here in Florida, our rep, and also Mr. Guido Dugo, who is the managing partner over at Ciao Italy in New York. And I'm going to bring on Bruce. Bruce first. Good morning, Bruce. How are you?
Hello, Cheryl. Hello, everyone out there in Radio Land.
Well, we're also seeing your lovely face as well. And just give us a little highlight about who Bruce Waters is and how you connected with Ciao Italy.
Well, despite the fact that I look like I'm 14 years old, I've been in the travel industry about 40 years. So I've done this a long time. I started my own business about 10 years ago as a multi-line rep, which gave me the opportunity to represent numerous companies at once. One of my best additions has been Ciao Italy. They came aboard as a client many years ago. So Guido and I have sent lots and lots of people very happy people to Italy over the past 8 years. So I look forward to many more. And it's exciting to have Guido on the line with us today because, needless to say, aside from being Italian, no one knows Italy and loves Italy as he does. So he's the perfect person to tell you about the trip that you've got planned and why they should be joining you next September, because it's a magnificent destination and this is going to be a trip set up for you. So I work with Cheryl here in Florida as her local sales rep. I live in Tampa. She's in the Winter Haven area, so we're not far away from neighbors. So we get a chance to, work together closer. But Guido, of course, is our vendor contact, and they're based up in New York.
Well, thank you for doing that. And when I was reaching out to my travel agent family about doing a customized trip to Italy, usually I do the other big tour operators, but my clients wanted something more customized, and I'm like, okay, who do I use? And Ciao Italy was the number one mentioned. As many of you know, I am an independent contractor with Cruises and Tours Unlimited, the number one host agency here in Florida. And I love working with them, and they have some of the best travel partners like Ciao Italy. And without further ado, I'm going to bring Mr. Guido Dugo. Guido, hello, my friend. How are you?
Hello, Cheryl. How are you? How is
I am so wonderful. Thank you very much. Now, are you in Italy or are you in my home state of New York?
right now? I'm in New York, very close to Florida. We are on the same time zone.
Yes, thank goodness. And people know I'm original a Long Island girl, born in the Bronx, worked in New York City. So
so
I'm
you know it
jealous.
very well.
I know the ins and outs of New York very well. I'm jealous. I miss my New York. We'll hopefully be going up to visit soon. But now living here in Central Florida, I'm loving it. Give us a little history about Ciao Italy and Guido, if you don't mind.
Yes, of course. So Ciao Italy was founded by myself 11 years ago in 2009, after a long journey that I took through the Italian travel and hospitality business. I started with the famous Alitalia Airlines about 20, I hate to say it, but it was 25 years ago, and time passes. And then that was here in New York City. This was my first time in New York. I came here, I worked at the Alitalia office. Then I went back to Rome, which is my home, where I grew up, where I'm from. And I opened a small hotel by the Spanish Steps.
Beautiful area.
Yeah, beautiful area. We also started a hotel reservation company. So I had the chance to travel throughout Italy and fall in love with this country even more. Sometimes we don't realize living in a place how lucky we are, and discovering, yes. And so I had a chance to discover, traveling to visit all the hotels throughout Italy. So this was really what brought me into this new adventure that is a Ciao Italy tour. So I came back to New York, and I said, I have to share this passion and this knowledge and this love that I have for my own country with everybody. So what can I do? Well, obviously, I can offer travel arrangements, tours, and beautiful customized itineraries to tourists in the United States. And I started, in 2009, working with travel agencies. And slowly I was by myself when I started, one man show. And slowly we grew our company until 2020, where we had an office with 9 people here in New York. We had various sales representatives throughout the country. And of course, my favorite one is here with us today. Not saying only because he's here. He knows that
we got to talk nice about Bruce since he's sitting here, definitely.
We developed a very special relationship, and he's been so much a huge contribution to the growth of Ciao Italy. So we are here today after this horrendous 2020, but looks like things are getting back to normal.
Awesome.
We're really looking forward to get started again.
Definitely. And, I'm so glad things are starting. Speaking of which, how is things holding up in Italy? Is U.S. citizens yet can travel there, or it's still up in the air?
No, right now we have, there is a new regulation where Italy opened to the Americans. So now if you are either vaccinated or you have a negative test taken 48 hours before departure, you are free to travel to Italy. So all you have to do is when you check in at your airline here in the US, you show your either your CDC card with a vaccination or the negative test, and then they put a stamp, and you are a free tourist when you arrive in Italy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about like I know with other tourism boards, you have to fill out a health form or something. Do you have to do that with the Department of Tourism with Italy?
Yeah, there is a form that you have to fill out online. It's very simple. It's basically you have to provide some general information about yourself in case they need to track you, you know, in case of some you know, in case there is some COVID cases and they need to get in touch with you to let you know, but it's a formality. It's very easy to fill out, and you do that before you travel. So it's very easy. Italy right now is doing much better. Everything is back to normal. Everything is open. We even won the European Cup. I don't know if anybody is a soccer follower, but it was a big celebration. We are very proud and happy. So we had.
Oh yeah, I know you guys get a little rowdy there.
We got crazy. We got crazy. Yes.
All right.
And yeah.
So without further ado, you guys are doing my trip for Tuscany.
Yes, we are.
Next week.
We
Do
are.
you have a presentation for us to give us highlights of the trip?
Sure, I can show you.
I gave you hosting privileges so you can show your screen or whatever you like to do.
All right, so let's see if I could do this. Let me see if you see.
Yep, I hear you. It's right there.
Just move it on. Okay, so you see the itinerary, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so basically this is a very simple itinerary, but it really covers two areas of Italy which are the most among the most popular. One is the Cinque Terre, and one is Tuscany, of course, which are close to each other, very well connected, and you will really enjoy this trip. So we have on your arrival at the Milan airport on Saturday, September the 17th, we will have somebody waiting for you and ready to transfer you to Santa Margherita Ligure, which is located on the Ligurian coast, so south of Milan. It's going to be about 2.5 hour ride on a very comfortable, luxurious bus. So you will rest after your flight. And you will arrive in Santa Margherita Ligure. Here we have a picture just to give you a little bit of an idea. Santa Margherita, it is a location where Italians generally go on vacation in the summer. There are several really nice hotels, restaurants, shops, but it is a very convenient location because you are right next to Portofino. Here is the famous Portofino. Everybody has seen at least a picture or heard the name Portofino. And you can get from Santa Margherita to Portofino with a very quick 15 minutes boat ride. Okay, so the first day, you know, you arrive, you check in, you just rest, and then on the second day, we will have a guide that will meet you at the hotel and go take a quick ride to Portofino and just enjoy this spectacular small village. And you can also, of course, have a chance to sit in one of these restaurants here and enjoy a nice dish of pasta with pesto. You know, pesto sauce is, yeah, it's very famous. It comes from this region of of Italy, Liguria. And obviously here you're gonna have your best pesto sauce you ever had in your life. So
the best basil.
Yes,
pine nuts and basil and cheese and nom nom.
Yes, very good. Yeah, and then we have 4 days of exploration. No, how many days? 3 days of exploration into the Cinque Terre. Right? So what is the Cinque Terre? So Cinque Terre is basically 5 villages that are located on the Ligurian coast, and they all look like this. This is Vernazza. Here we have Manarola, Corniglia. You see how beautiful. And they are all connected by a path that is called La Via dell'Amore, the path of love. And, you know, so you can walk from one town to another, or you can take a train or even a boat that connects some of the towns. But the easiest thing that I always suggest is to take that hop on, hop off train that, you know, you can get off at one town, just walk around, enjoy the beautiful scenery, and then back on the train to the next town. Or again, you can walk from one town to the next, but you will have a tour guide with you that will give you directions, will help you out to make that decision. Should I walk or take the train? So after the days in the Cinque Terre, now it's time to go to Florence. Okay? So on September 22nd, we will have a transfer for you to Florence. Florence, of course, is the capital of Tuscany, and it is the city of Renaissance. It is an open air museum, and it is one of the three top destinations in Italy: Rome, Florence, and Venice. These are the three must see if you are going to Italy the first time or the second time. So you will arrive in Florence, and in the afternoon, we will have a walking tour with a local tour guide that will take you to see the highlights of Florence. See, the beautiful thing about this city is that, yes, it is a city, but it feels like a village because you can really walk anywhere. So within 15, 20 minutes walk, you can reach all the main monuments like Ponte Vecchio, Piazza della Signoria, the Dome. Everything is very close by. You don't need a car, you just walk and enjoy. And I'm telling you, every corner that you turn, there is a monument, there is a beautiful palace building. And, you know, you can just look anywhere you look, you will be amazed by the art and the history of this city. So we will arrive, and again, we have this tour with the Accademia Gallery, where you will admire the famous statue of David. And when you arrive in Florence, of course, we will suggest really nice restaurants, and you must have the Fiorentina steak. Yeah? This is the famous, there are several dishes in Florence that are famous, but the Fiorentina steak, it's the best steak you will ever have in your life. I guarantee you 100%. And yeah, so we'll suggest a really nice restaurant to go enjoy this steak and other things, of course. And remember that we are in the region, one of the top producers of wine. So if you like wine, of course, you have many choices from local producers. And then on September 23rd, now we are venturing into Tuscany. So we are going from Florence to Siena, which is an hour and a half. Siena is the most beautiful medieval village in Europe. It's did I put a picture here? Okay, this is Siena. Okay, so this is Piazza del Campo, where they have the horse race. Probably you heard about the horse race every year in August. And here too, you know, you can get lost in these small alleys, in these small streets of Siena, and but you will not get lost. Don't worry. You will have a tour guide with you that will give you a really nice tour with the explanation of Siena. And then we go to San Gimignano. I don't have a picture here, but San Gimignano, it's also called the Manhattan of Tuscany because it has some very high towers that were built to protect the town from the barbarians' invasions. It's a very quaint, typical Tuscan village that you can really see in about an hour. So you will have some free time there to do some maybe shopping for ceramics and things like that. And then we are not done with Tuscany because the next day on September 24th, we will go in the afternoon in the Chianti area, where we are going to visit a really nice vineyard and have a class about how to make wine, and of course wine tastings, snack tastings, And these vineyards in the Chianti area are really spectacular. The view and the landscapes here, you have a little bit of an idea of what Tuscany looks like. So unfortunately, the next day is the departure date,
yes.
But certainly we hope that after this, everyone will want to come back to enjoy more of Italy.
Oh, yes. And we also have, for those that are coming to Italy and never been to Rome, I do have an extension for this to add on that's separate. I mean, we're trying to focus on this trip, but if you've never been to Rome before and want to add that on, I do have a 3-day extension into Rome that Guido has put together for us. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and we'll give you that information. This trip is running about a little more than $2,700 per person, double occupancy. Little more for single occupancy. We are now taking deposits of $100 per person. I'm offering payment plans if you need it. So if you need it, please let me know. I'm also doing the travel insurance. Airlines, if you need help, I'll definitely do that, but I do not book your airfare. And definitely give me a call. And if you have questions for Guido or Bruce, we'll be happy to answer them. I do have some clients that have asked me on the side, though. I do specialize with people with disabilities. This trip, a number of people that are going are blind. I already let Guido and Bruce know about this. And they are very well-traveled people, so I'm not worried about either of the people communicating with each other. But what about traveling around Italy with people with mobility disabilities? Is that a difficult thing to do with planning your trips, Guido, or have you done them before?
Yes, we have done. You have to be careful because obviously there are a lot of historical sites, which are basically archaeological sites, excavations. So it might be difficult to move around. For example, the main thing I can think of is the Roman Forum or Pompeii, where it's difficult to access even with a wheelchair. So it can be done. You have to be careful to plan sites and activities that will not require, of course, too much need of mobility. But we have done that. We have vehicles that can help if somebody is on a wheelchair with the lifts. And definitely you should not renounce to see Italy if you have mobility limitations. Absolutely, we can help with that.
That's good to know. And with Echevarria Travel, because I have disabilities of my own, and I always say to people, when there's a will, there's a way, and we all have to know our own limitations. Absolutely. And yes. Like I tell people, they're not going to put an elevator in the Leaning Tower of Pisa. We can look at it from the outside, but we may not be able to go inside. So I let my clients know all about that and warn them ahead of time so we can focus in what they really want to see and do versus not being able to do so. So I'm glad that Guido can do that and make your dreams come true as well. So don't be afraid to reach out to me when you're planning any destination, whether it's Italy or do you do other destinations besides Italy and as well, like Switzerland or France, or if somebody wants to do a multi-country tour, do you do that as well or no?
No, we only do Italy. I mean, this can be a limit or a strength, but this is what we specialize. We focus on one destination. This is what we know well. And this is what we would be confident of providing to the tourists. So, sometimes I have tourists, clients that want to do multiple countries in Europe, so we can only help with Italy. I would never be able to do what I do in Italy with Switzerland or France unless I go and I live there a couple of years, which wouldn't be a bad idea, but that's not practical. So
it's
yes,
best to do what you know best, and I understand
exactly.
that
Yes,
very well.
yes, yes.
And again, I just want to stress to those that are listening, Ciao Italy is not like one of these already designed tours and this and that. They do customized travel, which means you're contacting me, you have your dream of what you want to do in Italy. And I present it to Guido, and he gives me, a couple of different options, and I bring it back to you, and we go from there. So it is ready to order, and we do it until we get it done right for you. And of course, me not being in Italy, Guido can recommend, well, we recommend you do it this way instead of doing this way, because it's you can't really jump over the mountain. You got to go through it on the thing.
Yeah.
So he's the one that will know everything about the ins and out of Italy, when to go, what to do, when, all that information. And even when you're on the ground there, his tour operators that work with him know the ins and outs. So if you want something, they'll find it for you. So that is so
Yeah,
great to know. And thank you for doing that presentation. Question, with the travel industry opening up, are you going to be at any of the big events coming up, either at Cruise 360 or any ASTA events or any places that we can meet you locally, Guido?
So for 2021, we have nothing planned, because it's been an evolving situation, and honestly, only in the past 3-4 weeks, we've seen an increase in demand and a start to going back to normal. But I haven't planned anything for 2021 yet. No. So
have you guys been at the New York Times Travel Trade Show in the past?
The New York Times Trade Show, I did it a couple of times as an exhibitor. And of course, I go there when I'm here just to walk around. But it is not really our, what we prefer. It is mostly for companies that deal directly with the consumers. It is mostly a consumer trade show. Okay. We work 90% of our work relations are with travel advisors throughout the United States, and we like to keep it this way. So yes, it's really nice to go and see people, see other vendors, but it is not a trade show that we would exhibit, that we would be interested.
Well, I know with Mr. Bruce down here, and I'm not going to 100% say so, but when I do my public events, I'm sure I could drag Bruce out and speak. He could definitely speak for Ciao Italy and do presentations, maybe at a wine shop or at a local lunch or something. So if you would like me to come out and do a presentation for you and your group about a trip to Italy, please contact Echevarria Travel. Is that correct, Bruce? We can drag you by your ears, kicking and screaming, to do a presentation for us?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because actually, just to follow up on your question to Guido, here in Florida, myself, representing Ciao Italy, I do attend and will be attending actually many ASTA events. I was just at the ASTA South Florida Travel Agent Trade Show last week. I'll be in the Villages with ASTA in September. I'll be with ASTA in Tampa in October. So, and then plus the that I do with your headquarters up in Jacksonville. So I'm actually in contact with, lots of agents like yourself throughout the state the rest of the year, as well as next year. But more importantly, and certainly in your case here, I am happy to come over. I live in Tampa, so I'm happy to come over, and you and I will get together and find a place and have a little, presentation that I can show pictures like this, talk about the trip that you've got planned, try to answer their questions. I may not be as good as Guido, but I'll certainly try. And that way we can talk about it. But I would be there personally to help you host those events for sure. Absolutely.
That is awesome, Bruce. Thank you so much. And I just want to thank you, gentlemen, for coming on today. This show is being recorded and will be available to see at Friday the 16th. So look for that show. Look for me to have pictures with Bruce when we're face to face. And please, if you want to go to Italy, contact me and get on the list and book your deposits for our trip to Italy. We only have 20 spots to book. So after that, I only do small group travel. So remember to do it early because the seats are going fast. And Italy is on my bucket list. And Nelson and I can't wait to go next September and see everybody. And hope we can get Guido to come with us as well.
You never know. I might surprise you, Cheryl. Huh?
Okay. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for coming on. And have a great day and be safe.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us. It was a real
certainly.
pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much.